What's up guys, it's Criddle here from the AnimeBallZ team with another This Is. This time is a brave adventure of seafaring, antics, superpowers and just amazing stuff going on. This time, this is One Piece. So as we tackle one of the greatest anime, in my opinion, of all time, let's go and get ourselves completely
off the tracks.
So before I go into the plot synopsis of One Piece, which is going to contain a hell of a lot of spoilers, let me tell you the background of One Piece. One Piece is set in a world that is predominantly water with mostly islands and only one real continent that surrounds the entire globe. The world is broken up into a number of different seas: East Blue, West Blue, North Blue, South Blue, and the Grand Line. Gol D. Roger, the former king of the pirates, sailed the world and attained everything that the world had to offer: wealth, fame, and power beyond your wildest dreams. When he was finally captured and put to death, he had some final words to say to everyone, and those final words sent the world into the Great Pirate Era. Those final words were something along the lines of, "Hey, all my treasure, I left it at the end of the Grand Line. Have fun!" And then he died. The world of One Piece is quite odd because it mixes science and a sort of magic-y sort of element to it with the addition of the Devil's Fruits. Devil's Fruits give the user a power. It's a permanent power, and they also lose their ability to swim in the process. There are three categories for Devil's Fruits: the Logia fruits, which are elemental ones like fire or smoke or sand or something like that. There are the Paramecia type, which is an altered state to the body, whether it be the ability to separate your body or the ability to stretch like rubber, or produce your body parts in different locations. The third of the Devil Fruit types is the Zoan Fruit, which is the type that allows you to turn into an animal. You have three stages. Naturally, you have your human stage, your animal stage, and your half and half stage, which is usually the stage that most Zoan users will use because it allows them to use the strength of the humanity and the abilities of the animal at the same time. So enough about the background of One Piece, let's get into the actual story itself. I'm going to hammer through this as quickly as possible and hope to God that I don't make too many mistakes running through it.
Off the tracks.
So One Piece is the story of Monkey D. Luffy, a 17-year-old boy who sets out on a journey to become the Pirate King after obtaining a hat from his mentor Shanks. He first encounters Roronoa Zoro, who is a pirate hunter who has been captured by the military and is basically serving out a sentence in order to save a little girl's life. He joins Luffy's crew after first declining, realizing that Luffy is actually a pretty good guy for a pirate. The two journey on and encounter Buggy the Clown. Nami tentatively joins the crew, knowing that the two are actually traveling in a way that will benefit her, get her lots of money, and these two are quite strong, so they can take down any strong opponent that she happens to stumble across. Moving on from there, the group arrive at Syrup Village, which is where Usopp joins the crew after a brief battle with the girl of his dreams, Butler, and his pirate crew that come along. Usopp joins the crew along with the Going Merry, the ship of the crew. The group then move on to the Baratie, where Sanji joins the crew after a battle with Don Krieg. Nami at this point leaves the crew, takes the ship with them and says, "So long guys, thanks for all the fish and all the money, I'm going home now." She goes home to liberate her town from Arlong, who has taken her town prisoner and has had done so for a number of years. The crew then defeat Arlong, rescue Nami's town, and Nami rejoins the crew as a permanent crew member. The group then enter the Grand Line after first going through Rogue Town and getting introduced to Smoker, who is a military man who decides, no, I'm going to follow Luffy and I'm going to travel onto the Grand Line as well. Then begins the Baratie, that's not what happens. Then begins the whole Alabasta and Baroque's work arc with the joining of Vivi and Karu to the crew in a tentative manner, much like Nami originally joined the crew. They travel on through Whiskey Peak, Drum Island, where Chopper joins the crew after a battle against the old king of that kingdom, and he joins the crew as the ship's doctor. He has the Hito no Mi, which allows him to transform into a human. The only other Devil Fruit users so far have been Luffy, who has the Gomu Gomu no Mi, which allows him to stretch like rubber. Zoro is a sword user using 3 swords. Sanji is a fast-kicking chef. Nami can control the weather, and Usopp is a sharp shooter. Anyway, moving on to the Alabasta arc. Luffy and crew defeat Crocodile and the rest of Baroque Works. Miss All Sunday, which is actually Nico Robin, joins the crew as Vivi and Karu leave. She comes along with the crew and enter the Jaya arc, then the Skypiea arc where no new crew members join the crew. Then we move on to the Davy Back fight and the start of Water 7. Water 7 has Robin leave the crew, and then we have a whole lot of stuff go on where the Straw Hats are actually framed for the attempted murder of a guy by the name of Iceberg, who is the mayor of Water 7. The crew then realise that another guy called Frankie has also been captured at the same time as Robin's being captured and taken off to go into prison at Enos Lobby and get judged for their crimes. The crew go and rescue Robin and Frankie. Both members join the crew. The Going Merry gets sunk in a Viking funeral, and they get the Sunny Go instead, which is the new ship that Frankie built. Frankie is a cyborg who actually is a shipwright as well. He builds them their new ship. Nico Robin has the Hana Hana no Mi ability, which allows her to bloom like a flower. The group then move on to Thriller Bark, where they meet Brook, a skeleton musician who joins the crew. He is a massive pervert after they gain his shadow back from Gecko Moria, one of the 7 warlords, along with Crocodile, which makes 2 warlords that the group have defeated. And that's all as far as the crew members go. That's all I'm going to explain to you, and I hopefully haven't spoiled too much in the process. Also, Brook has eaten the Yomi Yomi no Mi, which allows him to be resurrected after death and to separate his soul from his body. So enough about the convoluted, very condensed version of the plot there. It's time to move on to the characters as we look at
The good, the bad, and the dubbers.
Monkey D. Luffy is voiced by Colleen Clinkerbeard, who is the voice of Urza Scarlet from Fairy Tail, Gohan from Dragon Ball Z, and of course Makina from Dead Man Wonderland. Roronoa is voiced by Chris Sabat, who is the voice of Piccolo and Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z, Elfman from Fairy Tail, and Kazuma Kuwabara from Yu Yu Hakusho. Nami is voiced by Lucy Christian, who is the voice of Lenalead Lee from D. Greyman, Azuna from Negima, and the voice of Medusa from Soul Eater. Usopp is voiced by Sunny Strait, the voice of Hughes from Full Metal Alchemist, Krillin from Dragon Ball Z, and Ragnarok from Soul Eater. Sanji is voiced by Eric Vale, who is the voice of America from Axis Powers Hetalia, Desert Punk from Desert Punk, and Trunks from Dragon Ball Z. Chopper is voiced by Brina Palencia, who is the voice of Chaozu and Puar from Dragon Ball Z Kai. She is also the voice of Juvia from Fairy Tail and Eve from Black Cat. Nico Robin is voiced by Stephanie Young, who is the voice of Claire from Claymore, Arachne from Soul Eater, and the Lady Armstrong from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Frankie is voiced by Patrick Sates, who is the voice of Laxus from Fairy Tail, Sloth from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and Kurosaki Ishin from Bleach. Brook is voiced by Ian Sinclair, who is the voice of Reiner Lute from The Legend of the Legendary Heroes, Tatsumi from Shiki, and Toriko from Toriko. So One Piece is a really good series. It's a very long series as well. The series is probably only a little over halfway done now and spans well over 500 episodes. It is a series worth checking out. There is not a lot of filler in the series, but at the same time, the filler that is there is a lot better than, say, the Bleach or the Naruto fillers. It's a very good series to check out if you have the time to do so. I know I've gotten people like 2.0 and Ray more heavily into One Piece. I know 2.0 hammered through everything up to Enos Lobby in like a couple of weeks, which is kind of crazy. I haven't really sat back and watched a lot of that stuff recently, but the Enos Lobby arc is currently the ones that are coming out on DVD now, and it is an amazing arc. You should definitely check out One Piece if you get the time, because I give it a 9 out of 9 Straw Hats for the series. You know, obviously I'm going to give it 9 out of 9 Straw Hats. It's my favourite anime of all time. Come on guys, get with the program. Anyway, I've been Criddle, this has been One Piece on another This Is, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side.